Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of AI Theater. I'm Emily Tellick.
I'm Brian Hill.
And we are back at it again. We have generated 3 new scripts to share, and this is fun because neither one of us have read through any of them. I simply typed in a prompt in the AI generator, and we're gonna see what happens. So first up is actually I had the AI write us an episode of Love is Blind, and for those not familiar with the premise, this is a Netflix show. It's a dating show where men and women go in. They are separated from each other, and they date each other in these pods, and they don't see each other. That's essentially the twist, is that they are dating blindly. They only hear each other's voice, and then they can choose to get married engaged or whatnot. So it's a really dumb dating show.
Sounds good.
And I'm really excited to see what the AI came up with for this. So I will read the stage directions and the female roles, and then Brian can take the male roles.
Sounds good.
And we'll see how this goes. All right, the title is Love is Blind, Episode 1, Blind Dates. Fade in. We see a group of single men and women walking into a room where they are introduced to each other. They are told that they will be going on blind dates with each other, but there is a twist. They won't be able to see each other. Cut to a pod-like room where we see a man, Jack, enter. He is nervous and fidgety. A few moments later, a woman, Sarah, enters the other side of the room. They start talking to each other, and they hit it off instantly.
Jack, I really like your voice. You seem like a really sweet person.
Thank you. You seem like a great guy, too. I'm excited to get to know you more. Cut to another pod-like room where we see a woman, Jessica, enter. She is confident and self-assured. A few moments later, a man, Jason, enters the other side of the room. They start talking to each other, but it's clear that they don't have much chemistry. So, what do you do for a living?
I work in finance. It's pretty boring, but it pays the bills.
Oh, I see. That's interesting, I guess. Cut to a group of men and women talking about their blind dates.
I really hit it off with my date. She's so funny and charming.
And my date was nice, but I don't know. I didn't feel any chemistry. I'm hoping the next one is better. Cut to another pod-like room where we see a man, Aaron, enter. He is a bit shy and nervous. A few moments later, a woman, Linda, enters the other side of the room. They start talking to each other. They have an instant connection.
You have a really beautiful voice. I'm so glad we were matched.
Thank you. You seem like a really sweet guy. I'm excited to get to know you more. Cut to... God, there's so many cuts.
Good, this is terrible.
I can see how this would probably translate better on TV instead of reading. But anyway, another pod-like room where we see a woman, Karen, enter. She is confident and outgoing. A few moments later, a man, Mike, enters the other side of the room. They start talking to each other, but it's clear they don't have much chemistry. So, what do you do for fun?
I like to watch sports and play video games. How about you?
Well, I like to travel and go out to fancy restaurants. I don't think we have much in common.
Damn. That was the shortest conversation. Cut to.
And that's what's wrong with our dating culture, dating culture. Cut to the group of men and women talking about their blind dates again.
My date was okay. We had some things in common, but I didn't feel a spark.
I had a great time on my date. We laughed so much, and I feel like we really connected. Cut to the contestants are told that they will now get to see the people they've been talking to in the pods. They are all excited and nervous. Cut to a room where the men and women are lined up facing each other. They are dressed up and looking their best. The host, Nick Lachey, tells them to turn around and see the person they've been talking to. Cut to the contestants turning around and seeing each other for the first time. Some are pleasantly surprised, while others are disappointed. This is now Karen and Mike. Oh, he's not what I was expecting.
Yeah, she's not really my type either.
Cut to, despite some disappointment, there are some who are happy with what they see. This is Jack and Sarah and Linda and Aaron now.
Wow, she's even more beautiful than I imagined.
I can't believe I got matched with someone who looks like you. You're so handsome. Linda, he's exactly my type. I am so happy I got to talk to him first without seeing him.
Aaron, she's stunning. I'm excited to see where this goes.
The contestants are told that they will now go on a group outing to get to know each other. They are taken to the park where they play games and have a picnic. Some of the contestants hit it off while others continue to struggle with finding chemistry. Then cut to the contestants are brought back to the pods where they can continue to talk to each other, and they are told they will have to make a decision at the end of the day whether they want to continue talking to someone they've been matched with or move on to someone else. And then cut to the contestants are shown in the pods talking to each other and contemplating their decisions. Some are torn between two people while others know right away who they want to keep talking to. Then the host, Nick, gathers the contestants and asks them to reveal their decision. Some choose to stay with their original match while others decide to switch things up. And then the last scene, the episode ends with the contestants being told that they will continue to get to know each other in the pods, but they will also have to face new challenges and obstacles as the show progresses. Got a little boring towards
I got to
the
be
end.
honest with you. I feel like the AI generator kind of mailed this one in.
Yeah.
Like it was
like
There's
very
nothing
redundant.
happening. There was nothing happening.
Very
It should have
boring.
been like, this is the problem with AI for right now, is that it had too many people,
Too many people.
and I have no connection to any of them.
No connection. And all of the conversations sounded exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
Yeah, that was rough. It was not very. Maybe if you memorize the lines and you acted it out, it would have been funnier.
I don't think
but
so. I don't think there was a single joke in there.
No, it was not. It was not that good, honestly.
Sorry, AI. Sorry, Love is Blind.
The Love is Blind show isn't that good either. So
I would cancel it. I'm
it
gonna
makes
cancel.
sense. Well, you know what? That's okay because coming up next, we have a real fun time. This script is called "My Pants Were Already Wet Like This." Thank you, Linda. And this is a sad tale about a guy that's really embarrassed by his wet pants, and he gets called out at work, and a little bit of chaos ensues. So
Okay.
you can read for Jerry, I'll read for Linda, and then there's a little surprise twist ending. So
What about the narrator?
You want to take narrator?
I'll take narrator. All right. Should I read stage directions for this one?
If you want to. Yeah.
Okay.
If you want.
Interior office day. Narrator. In a typical office setting, filled with busy employees and the constant hum of productivity, one man, Jerry, discovers the truth behind the mysterious wetness in his pants. Jerry, a quirky and anxious man in his 30s, enters the office wearing obviously wet pants. He looks uncomfortable as he tries to avoid the stares of his coworkers. He approaches Linda, a snarky and confident woman in her 30s, sitting at her desk. Jerry, Linda, can I talk to you for a second?
Oh, Jerry, I didn't notice you coming with those completely dry pants of yours.
Listen, I know they're wet, but I promise you, they were already wet like this when I woke up. I don't know what happened.
Sure, Jerry. Yeah, I bet you got a little too excited about that new stapler you ordered.
Cut to interior break room day. Jerry and Linda are now in the break room. Jerry opens the fridge and pulls out a sandwich bag filled with water. This is my lunch, Linda. How am I supposed to eat a sandwich that's been soaking in water all night?
I don't know, Jerry. Maybe you were just trying to keep it extra fresh.
Stop making fun of me, Linda. I'm serious.
Okay. I'm sorry, Jerry. I just thought it was a little funny.
Jerry takes a deep breath and tries to calm himself. I woke up this morning and my pants were already wet. And then I realized my sandwich is also wet. I don't know how this happened.
That is strange. Have you checked your apartment for any leaks or something?
I already did, and there's nothing. Interior conference room day. Jerry and Linda are in a meeting with their boss, Mr. Thompson, a serious and stern man in his 50s. Jerry nervously tries to explain his situation. Now, you see, Mr. Thompson, I don't know how this happened, but I swear, I didn't wet my pants. Mr. Thompson, and the sandwich? Jerry, also already wet, sir. Linda smirks and whispers something to Jerry.
I heard there's a water fairy that goes around wetting unsuspecting people's pants.
Very funny, Linda. Cut to interior Jerry's apartment, night. Jerry is sleeping. Suddenly, a water fairy, a mischievous creature, sneaks into his room and sprinkles water on Jerry's pants and his sandwich.
Oh, Jerry, you have no idea how much fun I'm having.
Cut to interior office day. Jerry, now wearing a raincoat and carrying an umbrella, enters the office confidently. Linda looks at him puzzled.
Nice outfit, Jerry. Expecting a storm.
Actually, Linda, I am. I did some investigating, and it turns out that there's a water fairy who's been going around causing all sorts of mischief.
A water fairy? Jerry, come on.
No, seriously, I found this old book on folklore and it had this whole section on water fairies. They love playing pranks on people, especially by making things wet.
And how does this explain your wet pants and sandwich?
Well, according to the book, if you catch a water fairy, it's obligated to undo any mischief it's caused. So, I set up a trap in my apartment last night, and sure enough, I caught the water fairy in the act.
Okay, Jerry. Let's say for a moment that you did catch a water fairy. What are you going to do with it?
I'm going to make it undo all the mischief it's caused, of course, and then I'm going to release it back into the wild where it belongs.
Well, Jerry, I hope your fairy tale ending comes true.
It will, Linda. It will. Cut to interior Jerry's apartment night. Jerry is standing in front of a jar with a water fairy trapped inside. The fairy looks at Jerry with a mischievous grin.
Well done, Jerry. You caught me fair and square.
That's right. And now you have to undo all the mischief that you've caused.
Fine. But don't think you've heard the last of me.
The fairy snaps its fingers, and suddenly all of Jerry's wet belongings become dry. Thank you, water fairy.
Yeah. Can I go now?
Jerry nods and releases the water fairy back into the wild. Cut to interior office day. Jerry enters the office with a big smile on his face. Linda looks at him surprised.
Jerry, your pants and sandwich are dry.
That's right, Linda. I caught the water fairy.
Ugh, I can't believe I'm saying this, but good job, Jerry. You really showed that water fairy who's boss.
Thanks, Linda. I couldn't have done it without your skepticism.
Don't get too full of yourself, Jerry. Who knows what kind of mischief that water fairy is up to now?
Well, whatever it is, I'll be ready for it. The two of them share a laugh as the camera fades to black. That was interesting. That was an interesting tale about a water fairy and Jerry's pants, which is weird because it's like, in what universe wouldn't Jerry just change his pants? Just change your pants, Jerry.
Well, I'm assuming that the water fairy just kept soaking whatever kind of pants he was putting on. So no matter what he was wearing, it was a wet stain. I actually really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I like their relationship. I like Jerry and Linda. She's just clowning on this poor guy and his wet sandwich. Like anybody would, purposely have a wet sandwich. And yeah, this is like, oh.
It was so random. I am really happy about that, how that came out, because all I did was type in, write a comedy script, and then I just gave it the name. My pants are already wet like this. Thank you, Linda. And
it
came
did it.
up with that. There
That's
was
great.
nothing else, and I thought it came out beautifully.
I think so too.
Good. All right. Well, we move on to our last script. I don't want to say the name of this title out loud because it spoils it, but it is a soap opera.
Okay.
And that's really it. And I have no idea what happens. But do you want to take Jenny and I'll take Melissa because it seems pretty heavy on.
Okay. And there's Jason.
And then there's Jason. Okay, Jason. And then I'll take Carl. Does that sound good?
Is that?
So you want to take
Sure. So I'm taking Jenny and Jason.
Jenny and Jason. I'll do Melissa and Carl. Or Carol. Sorry, Carol.
Okay.
I can't read. And I'll do stage directions. So, soap opera. Interior living room day. We open on a typical living room in the small town of Pineville. The room is clean and comfortable with a large couch and TV. Suddenly, the front door bursts open and in walks Jenny, a woman in her mid-30s wearing a long coat.
Hi, everyone.
Everyone in the room jumps in surprise, including Melissa, Jenny's sister, who died in a tragic accident 5 years ago. Jenny? Is it really you?
Yes, it's me, sis. I'm back.
Oh my God, I can't believe it. But we thought you were dead.
I know. It's a long story, but let's just say I've been living off the grid for the past 5 years.
As the sisters embrace, the camera pans to the other characters in the room, including Melissa's husband, Jason.
Excuse me, can we get back to the fact that Melissa's sister just came back from the dead? Jenny. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that part, but don't worry. I'm back now and ready to catch up on everything.
As Jenny settles in and catches up with her family and friends, Jason's phone rings.
Hello?
On the other end of the line is Jessica, a woman Jason has been seeing behind Melissa's back.
Oh my
Jessica, God. I'll do this. Hey, it's me. Are you still coming over tonight?
I don't know if I can. Melissa's sister just came back from the dead.
What? That's ridiculous.
It's true. Look, I'll call you back later.
As Jason hangs up the phone, the guilt on his face is evident. Melissa notices and confronts him. Who was that on the phone?
Oh, it was just a work thing. Nothing to worry about.
But Melissa isn't convinced. She begins to investigate Jason's behavior and soon discovers the truth behind his affair with Jessica. How could you do this to me? After everything we've been through?
I'm sorry, Melissa. I didn't mean for it to happen.
You know what? I'm done with this. I'm going to talk to my sister. As Melissa storms out of the room, Jenny turns to the other character with a sly grin.
So, what else have I missed?
The other characters in the room exchange nervous glances, unsure of how to respond. Carol, Melissa's best friend, finally speaks up. Well, there was that whole scandal with the mayor and the embezzlement charges.
The mayor? What happened?
Apparently he's been siphoning funds from the town's budget to pay for his extravagant lifestyle. It's been all over the news.
That's crazy. What's going to happen to him?
I don't know, but I hear the FBI is getting involved. Jenny nods, intrigued by the scandalous turn of events. Meanwhile, Melissa is outside on the porch, tears streaming down her face as she tries to process the betrayal of her husband. Jenny steps outside and approaches her sister, placing a comforting arm around her.
I'm sorry, sis. I can't believe that he would do this to you.
I don't know what to do, Jenny. I thought we had everything figured out.
You know what? You don't have to put up with this. You're a strong, independent woman, and you deserve better.
Melissa looks at her sister, a sense of resolve beginning to build within her. You're right. I am not going to let him get away with this. Together, the sisters head back inside, ready to confront Jason and take on whatever other scandals Pineville may have in store for them. The camera zooms in on the small town, setting the stage for even more drama and comedy to come. Ooh, left on a cliffhanger. Which means next episode of AI Theater, we can do a continuation of this episode.
We can. I would say that this episode, this one, it's missing some pieces, some key.
Well,
I like how they brought in the random mayor. They just brought in a scandal out of nowhere. They're like, yeah, this mayor's been dealing with some stuff, and
they tell, don't show.
That's another thing that's going on with AI Theater. If I could give notes, to the AI, like in the description, it had the sisters back from the dead.
Yeah.
And
they glossed over it immediately. They're like,
and then they referenced it later as if AI thought, oh, I never really said that out loud. Yeah. It's so funny because if I was writing this, we would be at the sister's funeral.
Ooh.
And then she would open the door,
reveal.
And then it's like, and then I love how he gets a phone call too. He's like, huh? Oh, no, it's a work thing. And she's immediately able to decipher that he's cheating on her without any kind of evidence whatsoever.
It's just adding a lot of things into this
It's
one
trying
scene.
so hard.
I get it. It's cramming like an entire 30 minutes into 3 pages.
Yeah, part of me is like, do we have to tell it to write the first 2 pages?
Yeah.
And then it's then write the next 2 pages and then write the next 2. Yeah. So then it's not cramming all of this stuff in there.
But it is pretty funny.
It's pretty funny. It's trying so hard.
It is. It's trying to give us what we want. I understand. But I just love how quickly they're like, oh, she's back from the dead. Anyway, the mayor is embezzling.
They never discuss how she died. How long she's been dead.
Nope, none of that.
And it's like, well, let's get this mayor drama out there. Yeah. And then at the end, they're basically like, let's go and confront this guy. And then that's really it. They don't even. And then they're gonna deal with the other scandals of Pineville.
Yeah, I don't know why they're taking on all the scandals of Pineville.
Yeah, we know nothing about these people.
Yeah, nothing at all. But one came back from the dead, and one's about to go through a divorce. So.
Maybe we don't know.
That's true.
I was hoping that the dead sister was the one who was having an affair with the husband.
That would have been such a good twist.
Yeah. But then another twist would have been that she's actually dead.
Oh. And she's a ghost. She comes back as a ghost, and then they solve murders and scandals together.
Dude, let's forget this and just go and write that. Let's do it.
Well, I can type that into the prompt, and we can get another script. But what I think would be fun is definitely doing a
part
continuation.
2, and see where this goes.
But I mean, this was fun, and the wet pants were really fun.
I'd say it goes wet pants. Then it goes the dead sister, and
Yeah.
then it goes to dating.
The Love Is Blind one is
Yeah,
a real
it's
stinker.
it's struggling with the reality TV
Yeah,
because it's trying to fit within the format of reality TV,
which yeah,
but it doesn't do it. Has no layers. I
Yeah.
know nothing about any of these people,
yeah, it's kind of boring.
but whatever. Still good though.
Still fun.
Still pumping them out.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's about it. Until next episode, we'll come back with a few more, hopefully, really good, solid scripts next time.
Yeah, and I will put in some prompts. Emily's been the only one doing this.
That's okay.
I need to put in some prompts.
It's okay. It's
and
so fun.
It's fun. All right, cool.
Hey, and then if you're watching this and you're like, oh, I would love to see a script about this, write it out. If
Yeah.
if you're watching this on YouTube, write out a prompt for us and we can pop it in there and we can see what happens.
Seriously,
That'd be
it's
really fun.
really no work on our end.
It's no work. I just have to type it and hit enter and then copy paste it and print it.
Yep, that's it.
So easy.
So perfect.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you for joining us for another episode of AI Theater, and we'll see you in the next episode.
See ya.